welcome to Lauren Reed Color. In today's video, I'll be participating in a fun coloring tag developed by Ali at Color Mama 360. The name of the tag is Coloring Red Flags. And what is a coloring red flag, you ask? Well, I wasn't entirely sure until I watched Ali's video. And by the way, I strongly recommend checking out her channel because it's lots of fun. Anyway, a coloring red flag is any alarming or peculiar habit that we have in regards to our coloring. So I just want to preface all of this by saying that these are my own personal red flags. I'm sure that there are quite a few that I have, and this is not meant to be a criticism of anyone or their habits or their preferred method of coloring. So yeah, let's get started and see which coloring red flags I have. Before I start, however, I'm just going to explain what I'm going to be doing. So I have printed out all of the prompts. I have put them into my cute little Snoopy tin. I will be shaking them and choosing one at random, and then I will discuss it once I've chosen it. And while I am doing all of that, I will be coloring in Mythographic Dragon Spell by Joseph Katzenbang. If you've been watching the channel, you know that I belong to a group, and the page that we are going to be doing for June is this Sea Serpent page, and I'm going to start off by basing with Artex pastel markers. If you want to know the colors that I'm using 173, 25, 146, 182, and 178. So yeah, that is what I will be doing. Anyway, let's get started with the tag. Right, let's start with our Snoopy tin. Let's give it a shake. I'm assuming that it will actually shake these up. 1 second, let's see what we've got. And the first one is flipping through books for an hour instead of coloring. Okay, I think that's a good one to start with. And while I'm talking about that, I am going to start with my 182. I'm going to put down a thing to protect my hand, and let's get started. Okay, wait, hold on. I start with the brush nib. Flipping through books. So this does apply to me. I think this is one of my coloring red flags, but not all the time. So I tend to flip through my books when I am trying to decide what I want to color at the beginning of any month. So I will sit and flip through them to look for pages that suit a particular prompt. This is particularly true of the Wild Year of Color hashtag hosted by Jamie at Finding Joy in Color. Every month she gives us a prompt. And for example, this month it's hippo. And so I will sit and I will flip through all of my books looking for a hippo page. Or if I'm participating in a group that has a prompt. So for example, in the Hannah Carlson group, the prompt for June was butterflies and insects. So I flipped through to find a page that had butterflies or insects. So there is sort of a method to my madness. I don't just sit and flip through them for no reason. I do have a purpose and a goal in mind when I am flipping through my books. So yes, that is a coloring red flag, but also a useful coloring red flag. So I'm going to count that as a yes. That is my first one. Okay, let's choose another one from the tin. Hold on. Let's give it a shake. All right. What does this one say? This one says, turning a simple page into a 14-hour cinematic event. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Does that mean I record it for 14 hours, or that I take a relatively simple page and make it really difficult? I'm going to go for the latter. So I think that in general, I don't tend to embellish my pages that much. I usually just color what the artist has given us, but every once in a while I will add, okay, this might be me after all. Hold on, let me get a book to show you what I did to it. let me show you a page that I might have turned into a 14-hour cinematic event, and it's in Enchanted Forest by Johanna Basford. And the page that I'm talking about is this one. Yes, okay, so it's actually a relatively simple page. It has the tree stump, and it has the mushrooms, and yeah, that's more or less it. So yeah, I decided that I was going to add elements to the background. So I added the trees and the moon and the glow and all the other things, and yeah, it ended up being quite a long and time-consuming process, but I enjoyed every minute of it. I used watercolors, I used Inktense, I used polychromos pencils, and it might really have been more than 14 hours total. So yeah, okay, this red flag does indeed apply to me. And in fact, I might also be doing the same thing on another page right now in this book. I'm working on this one. And yes, it is relatively simple. In fact, it's got an empty background. It's got this empty area around the maze. And I have ended up, yes, using quite a few mediums already. So I've got Neocolor 2s, then I've got Spectrum Noir color blend pencils, and then I've got oil pastels on top. So, okay, this is definitely a red flag of mine, but you know, that's okay. I enjoy my process, I enjoy my mediums, and if that's a red flag, then so be it. Here is our trusty Snoopy tin. Let's give it a shake and see what we get. Okay, what does this one say? This one says, having an entire shelf of untouched special occasion books. Okay, so this one does not apply to me. I have all of my books stacked on the shelf all together. Nothing is separated, nothing is special. I just color whenever I see fit. So I'm going to say that this one is not a red flag that I have. Okay, wait, so let's do this again. All right, what does this one say? This one says, calling a haul small when it requires 2 trips from the mailbox. I don't know, I think that might apply to me. So first of all, my packages don't actually come to the mailbox. My mailbox is really small. So here in Israel, which is where I live, all packages come to the post office. And the thing is here, the post office, first of all, to go to the post office and get anything, you need to make an appointment. So what they do have here, instead of, going to the post office for packages, is we have little 7-Eleven stores, and all of them can be used to collect packages. So we get a notification to the phone telling us which little store. You can even choose which one you want. So I have one of these stores in my neighborhood. So if it's an option, I choose that one. Otherwise, there are other ones really close by, either within walking distance or a really short drive. And by really short drive, I mean like 1 minute that I could actually walk if I wasn't lazy. So yeah, and then I go there and I pick up the package. How did I get on this? Oh yes, a small haul. I also tend to collect several items before doing a haul video. So even if I have purchased some things, I will wait until there are quite a few items to show before I record. And actually, I've been pretty good. And I haven't actually, I'm just making sure that this is what I think it is. I actually haven't been buying anything lately, so I'm quite proud of myself. But I did get a couple of books for review, which I will be filming and showing. Is that water? I think so. Hold on, let's just do that. Let me just move the page over a bit. Yeah, so yeah, I think that does apply to me. I'm not really sure that it's a red flag. I'm not sure that I understand exactly what red flag means, but that's okay. It's still a fun video to share all of our weird habits. And yeah, let me just finish this section, and then we will get another little piece of paper from the tin. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, just ignore the streakiness. Everything will get covered over when I do pencils. Oh, yeah. Shake. Oh, let's do this one. What does it say? Okay, this one says, watching coloring videos while ignoring your own unfinished page. This is not a red flag. If I am watching videos, it's something that I do while I am coloring my page. My page is not forgotten. It is colored while I am watching videos. I love to multitask. So there's definitely a lot of TV watching going on or audiobook listening going on while I'm coloring or watching YouTube videos. So yes, it's the pages are never forgotten for that reason. They might be forgotten for another reason, but not that one. Okay, is that water as well? That's her leg. Is that another leg? Okay, I'm not sure what that is, so I'm leaving it for now. If it's water, I can always fix it up later. Okay, that's all the water. Yes, okay, now we're going to move on to the dragon. Now, my idea for this dragon is it's going to be a teal dragon with peachy, pinky, what are these? Fins? Fins? Yes, that's what it's gonna be. Okay, wait, let me get another one of those things from the tin. Okay, 1 second. What does this one say? This one says, immediately influenced to buy a book after one flip through. This is also not one of my red flags. I do not really buy a book after one flip through. In fact, I will watch many flip throughs and then I will still think about it and procrastinate and think, do I really need this book? I already have 6 books by this artist. I'm not sure I need another one. And so it is highly unlikely that I will buy a book after only one flip through. And there are even times when I have this, idea that I will buy a book because I've seen a couple of flip throughs and I like it. And then when I'm actually on the Amazon page to buy the book, I will think about it again and decide this is not really for me. So that is definitely not one of my red flags. Okay, let's do another one. Hold on. I'm just putting these on the side so I don't have them flying everywhere. Okay. Right. What does this one say? Coloring only the hair and abandoning the page. This is also not one of my red flags. First of all, I don't tend to color hair on a page first. If I'm gonna color a page, hold on, let me just make sure that I don't color her skin blue. If I'm coloring a page that has hair, then invariably I color the face first. I have for portrait pictures, I have a method. I color the face and then I color the hair. So the hair is never going to be colored first. But I'm wondering if the that red flag is that specific. Perhaps it relates more to coloring any element on a page and then abandoning it. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that. I don't think, not consciously. Like, for example, I have a page that I have started and abandoned after one element. So let me show you that page. Hold on a second. Let me just say that while I've only colored one thing on this page, it is not a page I've abandoned. It's a work in progress. I started coloring it for last Halloween, and then I got sidetracked by other pages for buddy colors, for groups, and it got put aside, but I will definitely get back to it. It is not an abandoned page, and therefore I really don't consider it a red flag. So yeah, this is the page I started, and as you can see, I have colored in the background. Well, I've put down a base layer for the background, and I will be doing more background and coloring the rest of the page this coming Halloween. I've slotted it in. It is not going to be ignored. So I'm not going to say that that is one of my red flags, because yeah, I don't really abandon pages that often, if ever. Okay, let's go back to Snoopy. What does this one say? This one says, spending more time swatching than coloring. I do like a good swatching. I can't say that I spend more time swatching than coloring. I do swatch all of my supplies, and I've been known to spend a great deal of time with my swatching, but definitely not more than my coloring. I think it's really important to swatch. So I think on my unpopular coloring opinions, I mentioned how important it is to swatch all of your colors, because the color on the barrel of the pencil, or for example, the color on the cap of the marker, is not necessarily the color that goes down on the page. So this one is pretty close, but again, it's not exact. So yeah, swatching is really, really important, and I can't emphasize that enough, but I do not spend more time swatching than coloring. Okay, let's get another one. Oh, let's check it first. Okay, what does this one say? This one says, keeping dead gel pens emotionally attached in a graveyard cup. Okay, so I don't really color with gel pens, but I do have a little bag full of pencils that are finished. Hold on one second. All right, so I do have a bag with all of the tiny little sharpened pencil stubs of all the little pencils that I can no longer sharpen. I think there might actually be a couple here that I could sharpen some more, but yeah, I love keeping my pencils and seeing how I have used them. So that's fun. So I do that. Okay, but for pencils, not for gel pens. Okay, let's choose another one. All right, what do we have here? More markers than available storage. Again, I'm not sure that that applies to markers. I don't have that many markers. Hold on a second. I had to move my chair. I don't really have that many markers. I have 2 sets of alcohol markers, yeah, and they're on their dedicated shelf. I have space for them. Hold on, let's do that. And however, I do have to every once in a while arrange my storage for any new pencils that I get. But yeah, I even went to IKEA to buy new shelves so that I could fit all my pencils into the same area and have them all behind me within easy reach. So I don't know, I think I might have to stop buying pencils because I am indeed running out of storage space for them. Also, I want to use up the pencils that I have before I get any more. Okay, hold on one second. Let's do another Snoopy shake. Okay, what does this one say? This one says, creating a rotation system and immediately ignoring it. Okay, so I did that once. I have a spreadsheet for all of my coloring books so that I can keep track of how many pages are in there, my progress in each one. You know, when I get a new book, I add it. If I destash a book, I remove it. I put down a lot of information. I put down my works in progress and so on and so forth. So a little while ago, I decided that there were books on this list that I hadn't touched ever. And I wanted to do that. So I thought I would put it into a rotation and I would just sort that list by date purchased and then pick books in the order that I purchased them so that I could get to all of the books. And that lasted all of 5 minutes. I colored one, and then the next time I had to choose the page, I went back to that list and decided I'm not interested in coloring that page or that book right now. And so I forgot all about my rotation, and that was the end of that. So indeed, that red flag does apply to me, and I no longer put books into rotation. Okay, what else do we have? This one says, saying I'll just watch quietly and becoming emotionally saying I'll just watch quietly and becoming emotionally invested in coloring drama. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure there is coloring. Is there coloring drama in the community? I don't think so. I think that I watched all of those unpopular opinion videos, and I don't think there was any drama. We're all very accepting of our preferences. I was just watching this morning Karen from My Colorful Country Life's flip through and review of Maria Trolle's new book, The Magical Library. And this is a book that not everybody is enjoying. A lot of people aren't really a fan. I see now that I've colored that this should also be blue. Yeah, so it seems to be based on what everyone was saying in the comments and Karen herself, that this book seems to be going, conforming to or trying to meet the requirements of the cute and cozy trend, because the pages are one-sided, the pictures are quite simplistic, and quite a few people were kind of disappointed. Me personally, I'm also a little bit disappointed because I love that theme. If you know me, color, yes, Lauren Reed color. Then I love books, and I was kind of looking forward to having pages with books and bookshelves and book characters, and it didn't turn out that way, and so I won't be purchasing that book. But I don't think that I would call that drama. Everybody's very accepting. There were quite a few people in the comments who did like the book and did purchase it, and it was for them. So no, I'm not going to say that I get involved in the drama. I don't specifically look out for the drama, or if there is any, or get involved in it. I know that if there's a question, about a certain book or things like that, but I don't think it doesn't distract me from other things. Okay, just 1 second. I'm trying to look here. I think this is also some of this dragon. I think this is the continuation of that. So it's this bit over there and this bit over. I always end up leaving parts uncolored. So I always keep my markers next to me in case when I'm starting to shade with the pencils, I can see that I've missed areas. Okay, so, do we want to do his head? Yes. Wait, before we do his head, let me pick another red flag. Okay, color matching every object to unrealistic perfection. Absolutely not. This is not one of my red flags. I'm quite happy to have a pink sky, pink grass, all sorts of fantasy things. So no, that's not me. What else do we have here? Starting pages at 2 a.m., knowing full well you work tomorrow. This is also not one of my red flags, specifically because I do not color at night. I prefer to color when there is good light. So I always color in the morning, in the afternoon, and also I am a morning person. So by the time the nighttime comes around, I am tired, and I've usually colored quite a lot, and so I do not stay up until 2 a.m. I'm way past that. Oh, bless you. That was the assistant. I'm way past that time in life where I can stay up until 2 a.m. to do anything. I can barely stay up until 10 o'clock. What do I want to do? That's going to be pink. This is all going to be green. So wait, let me just do this. The face is always something you have to be careful with. Okay, that's going to be pink. Yeah, but let's do this green. This green, and everything else will be pink. Oh, and I see another area where I missed out. Hold on, there we go. Okay, let's get another red flag from the tin. Hold on, put this one on the side. What does this one say? Owning duplicates accidentally or intentionally. This is also incorrect. This is not one of my red flags. I have never bought duplicates of a book, either intentionally or accidentally. There is one book I am considering rebuying, and it's the very first book that I have in my coloring collection, which is my Court of Thorns and Roses book, because some of the pages in that book I tore out, and I kind of regret that. So I'm actually thinking of buying a new copy of that book, donating the copy that I have, and starting over. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think I'm going to do that. So this is the 25, and I'm just doing this for the sand. Oh, wait, let me get another one of the red flags. So yeah, I do not have duplicates. Okay, let's oops. What does this one say? Having emergency pages reserved for emotional support coloring. Yeah, no, I do not do that either. The process of coloring itself is an emotional support for me. I mean, I think that's the whole purpose that many of us color for. You know, I find it de-stressing, I find it relaxing. So I don't need special pages to help me de-stress. I just color, and then it helps me to de-stress. So no, I do not have emotional support pages. Let's see, another one. What does this one say? This one says, saying I'm going to use up what I have first while tracking new releases. Yes, I think you just heard me say that I was going to, use up the pencils that I have rather than buying new ones. That doesn't really work for me for books. Yeah, if there's a book that I want by a particular artist that I already have their book, the fact that I have their book is not going to stop me from buying a new one. So that does not apply to books, but it does apply to mediums and like pencils and paints. I will try very hard not to buy something that I already have. I tend to, replace things that are used up, but I try not to buy more of what I already have. I know that there are lots of people who like to have, for example, spare Prismas. In fact, I was watching Jo at Geordie Colors, her Sunday snippet video, and she was talking about how she likes to have at least 2 spare Prismacolor pencils. So no, I don't do that. If I see that the pencil is going to be finishing soon, then I go to get a replacement. Okay, so I will get the replacement before the pencil is going to run out, but I don't necessarily have to have the pencil waiting in the wings. So let's choose another one. Let's see, what does this one say? This one says, calling it a restock when nothing... I think isn't that something similar? That's the answer to the question before. Yeah, I don't do it for books, but I don't really restock when I'm not running out of anything. I wait until I'm running out. Okay, hold on, put that aside. I think I'm boring. I don't have that many red flags. Okay, oh, there's 2 here. Let's just put that one down. What does that say? That says buying aesthetic storage instead of finishing pages. Yeah, this is also not a red flag of mine. I do buy storage, but it's not at the expense of finishing pages. Finishing pages is the priority. I will go to IKEA to buy things though. having favorite markers you refuse to use because they're too good. Nope, this does not apply to markers, but it does apply to pencils, specifically Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils. Okay, wait, what do I want to do? Let's do the pink. No, wait, I see I missed out on some more water. Yes, so now that I've done a bit more, I see that this is also water. So yeah, the pencils that I am afraid to use because they're so fancy are the Caran d'Ache Luminance, but I'm slowly getting over that. I did a page last month with them. I've really got to get over that. And the fact is that you can get them open stock. So I shouldn't be afraid to use them because it's easy to get, a replacement. I'm just concerned that that's also water. I'm not sure. That's water. That's water. Is that water? That's a leg. I'm thinking this is water too. Yeah, okay. I've decided it's not her leg. It's water. I think that is part of whatever that is. So let's leave that for now. Okay, let's do another one of these. Okay, what does this one? This one says, joining every monthly challenge and finishing none. Oh, that's almost a red flag. Almost. I do join lots of challenges and I'm in lots of groups and yes, there are some I finish and some I don't finish. So for example, I even started my own group for the Fairy Tales and Folklore book by Emily Liederhol Oberg, and every month we have a page, and so far I've only done one. But on the other hand, I am in the Dragon Spell group, as you can see, and I have finished every page so far. I am really proud of myself. And so, that is partially a red flag and partially not. I do try to finish them, but there's so many groups and so many pages. I'm leaving that because those two are going to get blended together. So that is a partial red flag. Let's see, what else? Oh, all of these are sticking together. Testing every marker in the set before beginning. No, I don't do that. I have swatched. I have my swatches. So I look at my swatches, I choose the colors that I want, and that's enough for me. I don't need to test them out before using them. Organizing supplies more than actually coloring. Again, no, I do not do that. Every once in a while, I will do a reorganization if I buy new shelving or a new supply. But again, I color more than I organize. Oh, we're getting through these. Hold on. Using I'm not inspired as an excuse while simultaneously buying more supplies. No. That is also not a red flag for me. I only buy the supplies that I want. And if I'm not inspired, then I don't color the page. I find a different one. So, no, this is also not a red flag for me. Ooh. I might not be as peculiar as I thought. Restarting because one tiny blend looked weird. This is a yes and a no. So, when I first started coloring, I was afraid to color in the actual book. I would photocopy the page and I would color, print it out and color because I didn't want to ruin the book and I was afraid to ruin pages. And so, if one little detail didn't come out the way I wanted, I would reprint and start over. But I don't do that anymore. I have grown and I've improved, and I'm happy with the progression of my coloring. And so now I only color in the books, and I have learned techniques to, fix things. So I actually see problematic areas as a challenge to work on, a challenge to fix, a challenge to overcome. And so, no, I do not let it stop me anymore. And, all right, I think I might do that green. Yes, that's just, I don't want to go over those. So, well, it's not actually going to be green, it's going to be teal. It looks green. All right, let's get the green back. Let me just, no, that's blue. Let's not use the wrong marker. This can also be green. Oh, I like this color scheme. I got this color palette from Johanna Stone's palettes. I'll put the palette that I'm using on the screen so you can have a look. No, that's pink. That's pink. That's pink. That's pink. And the rest is green. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's get another one of these. Another one of these red flag thingies. Okay. Being scared to ruin a page so you never start it again. Yes, this is a partial red flag. I'm trying to overcome this. So, for example, I have Forest Girl by A-Pole. It is such a beautiful book, and I am scared to ruin it, indeed, and so I haven't started. But yeah, I do want to start it, and I will make every effort to get over that. Okay, this is also, wait, let's get another one. Skipping intricate pages because they look expensive. I'm going to say no. I have one really expensive book in my collection. It is Clara Markova's Fairy Celebrations, which was actually a gift. I didn't buy it myself. And I've already colored in it. So no, I don't think. If I have a book, I want to color in it. I'm not going to skip a book because it was expensive. I might, hesitate to color a page because it's difficult and intricate and kind of intimidating, but the expense of the book is not what is going to make me not color. Coloring books are meant to be colored. So yeah, I've bought it. I'm going to color in it. Okay, so next one. Knowing exactly which artist ruined your no-buy. No, this is also not a red flag for me because I don't necessarily buy every book that an artist puts out. I will only buy those books where I know that I will color the majority of the pages. So for example, I love Kirby Rosan's. I love his art. I love his style. Dark Fairy Tales, which I know is not everybody's cup of tea, is one of my absolute favorite books, but I do not like the Alien Worlds book. I find that's not a theme that I enjoy coloring, and I find the creatures off-putting. I wouldn't enjoy coloring them. So yeah, I have not bought that book, and I won't buy that book. So no, there is no such thing as an artist ruining a no-buy. Okay. Let's see. What else? Buying a book because everyone else has it and never touching it. Again, this is not really a red flag for me. As I said, I buy books that I want to color, so it's not a case of I would never touch it. I have bought books that for FOMO, fear of missing out, but it's not that I wouldn't color in it. Yes, I will color it. So no, that is not my red flag. Buying PDFs you immediately forget exist. Yes, I'm afraid that this is a red flag for me. I have I would say I used to have more PDFs, but over time I've destashed some of them simply because I forgot I had them and I no longer wanted to color them. So yes, indeed. And I have now added those to my list. Okay, wait, I'm trying to think. I have this green. This green is going to be for, let's do the seagrass, this green. Yeah, so I have definitely destashed PDFs. And when I say destashed, I just mean that, you know, I've deleted them from my computer because there's no way I'm going to be coloring them. So, because I do tend to forget that my PDFs are there. I recently bought a PDF for R.J. Hampson, his Steampunk Revival, and I've already colored a page, and I am hoping to color more. I also have PDFs by Hannah Lynn, and yes, I've sort of forgotten about them as well. I'm not destashing them because I love her art style, and so I want to color them, so they're not going to be destashed. Yes, so that is one of my red flags. Next, owning 3 copies just in case. No, as I said before, I do not have duplicates of any of my books. Entering a no-buy and placing an order 48 hours later. Have I ever done this? I don't think so. Because as I said, I only buy things when I really want them or really need them, and I've been pretty good with my no buys. So no, that's not a red flag for me either. Let's see. Buying every must-have pencil set from YouTube recommendations. Oh, let me just say that I am tempted. I have a pencil fetish. I am tempted to buy every pencil set that I see. So when people were raving about, this is not the right one, sorry. When people were raving about the Artex pencils, I went and I watched reviews and I watched people coloring with them. And I said to myself, do I really need these? And then I said, I don't. And now the craze is Woomer pencils. And I'm like, do I really need the Woomer pencils? And I've decided I don't. So while I am tempted to buy these pencils, I don't actually buy them. So my wallet is immensely grateful for my restraint in that department. So I will definitely see them, watch the reviews, see colored pages, and then make sure that I do not cave to temptation. Okay. Next. What does it say? Hoarding out-of-print books like a dragon treasure. Again, no. If it's out of print, I'm sad that it's out of print, but first of all, I will not spend oodles and oodles of money buying a book that is out of print and that someone is selling on eBay for $200. Absolutely not. And again, I buy my books to color in, not to have sit on the shelf. So yeah, that is not something I do either. Okay, next. Treating untouched books like museum artifacts. Does this mean that they're untouched because I'm afraid to color in them, or they're untouched and therefore they're like gathering dust? I'm going to go with that one. So yes, I have quite a few books. It's being reduced because I did set a goal for myself to color in books that were untouched, and I'm doing quite well with that goal. But I still have about 30 books, I would say, that are, what is that? I'm not sure what that is. We're going to leave it because I'm not sure. 30 books that are untouched and gathering dust. But I am going to make every effort to color in them this year. And I also said at the beginning of the year, I said that is a goal, to color in untouched books. And any books that are untouched at the end of the year I am seriously going to consider donating them. In fact, there are 3 books that I have already destashed this year, because I also have a goal of every new book that I buy, I'm going to try to destash one, so that I want to keep my coloring book collection down so that I'm not overwhelmed. 1 second. This one is also seagrass. So is that. So is that. And that. Oh, I'm just looking at my seagrass here. What color do I want to do the seaweeds? I'm thinking peach. All right, let's get another. Okay. Buying a book strictly for 1 page. Yes, I have done that. I will show it to you. Hold on 1 second. Here it is. Enchanted Creatures by Lolita Iyer. And the page that I bought this book for is this one, The Swan. I saw so many gorgeous versions of this page and I decided I need it, even though it is not actually my style. It's quite zen-doodly, not as bad as some other zen-doodly artists, but it's quite zen-doodly. And so, yeah, but I do love this book. I would probably color every page in it. And so I'm okay with owning the book just for 1 page. So, yeah, that is my book that I bought for only 1 page. Oh, we're coming to the end. Feeling betrayed when paper doesn't work with alcohol markers. Since I am not an alcohol marker person, yes, I use alcohol markers to base, as you can see. But other than that, I don't really color with alcohol markers. Then this does not really apply to me. I do sometimes feel betrayed when the pencils don't work on the paper. Amazon, I'm looking at you. Okay. Oh, no, that's not. Let's shake it first. Okay. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 5 left. Okay. Mentally assigning personalities to books. Oh, yes, I did this. There is a coloring video a coloring tag video up on the channel where I discuss my book personalities. That was also a lovely tag created by Ali at Color Mama 360. I enjoyed that so much. I enjoyed seeing everybody's answers. It was such fun. I hope more people are doing this tag because I also think that it's fun. And I will watch them all. Yeah, so I definitely did assign personalities to my books. Yeah, catch that video on the channel if you haven't seen it. Saying I'm saving this for when my skills improve for 4 years. Okay, so this does partially apply to me. I did say in the beginning of my journey that I was not going to color in the books. As I said earlier, I would save them for when I was a better colorist, and that lasted for about, I would say, 2 years. After that, I realized that I was improving, and off I went to go in color in my books. So yeah, I don't think that I have any books that I say that about now. So yeah, I'm not sure if you can hear them. The kids are coming home from school. So if you hear noise in the background, that's them. Okay, so let's get another one of these things. Okay. All right. Oops. What does this one say? This one says, forgetting you already the book and own the book and rebuying it. No, as I said, I have no duplicates. We're coming to the end. I don't think I need to shake this anymore. Purchasing new books while actively avoiding whips. Again, I think there was a similar question. I will buy new books, but I won't avoid my whips. I have a list of whips. I don't have that many whips. I tend to finish pages that I start. That doesn't mean that I don't have whips. I do. As you saw, I have that WIP in Halloween, but I do tend to finish the pages that I start. I need to be careful here. That's sand. This is oyster. That's oyster. This is oyster. Yeah, so I do not do that. I definitely don't ignore my WIPs, but I do buy new books every once in a while. Again, not that many, because I'm kind of pleased with the size of my collection right now. Okay, we've only got 2 left, so let's just take one. Rage quitting backgrounds. Oh, okay, so I don't mind backgrounds. I'm okay with coloring them. I do tend to color them first, and I think that there's only one page. I've basically abandoned the page altogether because of the background. Hold on, let me go and get it. This is my one and only page where I have abandoned the entire page because I got infuriated by the background, and it is this one in Dreamtime Special by Hannah Carlzon, and as you can see, it's a complete disaster. I really hate it. I made such a mess with those gel stick things, which I really don't like, and I think that I'm just going to get rid of them. They don't work well for me, and it just ruined the background. Thankfully, I do have, first of all, I do have this page in, which is the book? I think it's in Seasons. Is this one in Seasons? I think so. I think this one is in Seasons or Spirit Animals. No, it's in Spirit Animals. This one is in Spirit Animals, so I will be able to do the page again. And yeah, I'm okay with that. So yeah, I dislike that background intensely. Okay, and last but not least, what's this one? This one says, refusing to color in a book because it's too pretty. Yes, as I said, April, that book is so beautiful and I'm afraid of it, but I am going to color in it. I keep telling myself that I will indeed color in that book very soon. Perhaps I need to set a goal for myself in the second half of 2026 to color in all the books that I am afraid of coloring in. So I have that one. I have the book by Thomas Kincaid, Painter of Light. Also gorgeous book, gorgeous. His artwork is just magnificent. I'm not really a fan of the line art, but and I did start one page. Maybe I need to get back to it. So I think, yes, I am going to set a goal for myself in the second half of 2026 to color in the books that scare me because they are too pretty. Those are all of my coloring red flags. I will put a little note up on the screen telling you how many I got because I was not counting as I was going along. Yeah, I enjoyed doing this tag very much. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Ali, for creating it. And now I am going to go and watch everyone else's videos, all the ones that have been created. If you haven't created one and you have a YouTube channel, consider yourself tagged by me. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye for now.